up? I'm back with another video today. It's not Thursday, but it's Friday. It's only one day late, and I'm sticking to a pretty good schedule, I think, so far. Today was hard getting up. Like, actually, the last 2 days was kind of hard for me getting up. I, basically brought myself down from, that mania. So, I have had no motivation to do anything. But today, I want to talk to you about Paris last year, or this year, actually. It was... I went to Paris for a week for New Year's, and it was not amazing for me. And that's sort of what I want to talk about. That, I was depressed in Paris, which, sounds really spoiled or whatever you might want to call it. I think Paris is an amazing city. Because I've been there before and I was abroad. It's fantastic. It has so much culture, so much that I couldn't even experience while being there. I would love to spend a summer in Paris and just live there and really experience the culture. And I think I got to do a little bit of that this time because I was there for a week. But didn't really talk to people because I wasn't feeling that. I kind of just got to walk around and experience different areas. A lot of times when we look at mental illnesses, we think, as I've been saying, the person who's locked in their room all day drinking or doing drugs, or not talking to anybody, or trying to kill themselves 24/7, and that it's not what it always looks like. Certainly there are times that does happen. I've been in those spots where I'm just fuck everything, fuck everybody, I'm not leaving this room. When I was in Paris, I was also with my friend, so we're in a different city. This was his first time in Europe. I had been to Paris before, so it was more of an exploration thing for me, so I can see more of it. It was his first time, so I was going to show him around a little bit, and I wasn't feeling it at all. So I felt like I had to put up this wall, sort of saying I'm good. We're in Paris, because how do you explain to somebody that you're in Paris and you're I hate it here. I can't wait till we leave the second day you get there. Especially if it's their first time in Paris. If that was me, I would, and I think I told him this. I told him I was sorry. I had to explain to him, because I know if I was him, I would have been bruh, we came to Paris and you're screw you, I don't know what you're doing. But and that's what I'm about to go do my own stuff, and that's what I told him. I was hey, because he knows I go through some of these things. I'm gonna just be upfront with you. I'm feeling these certain things. I kind of want to stay in the room. There were times I think there was 2 or 3 days I didn't leave my hotel room in Paris. I didn't feel like doing anything. And I told him, I'm hey, you should go out and go to these places, because I don't want to stall your trip. I don't want you to hate me. And if I were you, I would have left long ago and left my ass in the hotel room. I was fine. I wasn't at the point where I was I want to end everything. I was sort of just that was the beginning, and that's sort of just you don't want to do anything. You just don't. So I started feeling this weird. I've been depressed before, so I know what depression feels like, I guess you could say. But whenever, because I've gone through phases. So the first time was 8th, 7th grade or something, but this time I started feeling different. Again, my manic episodes, according to the doctors, lasted from really when I was months, from when I was abroad into the summer and into the first semester of fall year, my junior year. So what that looked like was me starting a business. I was really passionate about it. I'm still doing it, but not nearly as the plans I had for it. It just scaled up quite a bit. I was spending tons of money, but I was also making a lot of money, which was great. So it kind of was feeding itself. So this video came to me because this time last year, October, was probably one of the best times I've ever had in college. I was making money, as I said, so I was spending it. I was going on trips, I was hanging out with friends, drinking, partying, all of that. Things that, in my mind were all about college. This is the college life. I didn't realize it was also partially me being manic and being screw everything. I wasn't going to class, and the classes I did go to, I didn't really do any work for, and that sort of spiraled out of control until November, when I realized oh, I have all these responsibilities that I haven't been doing. And while I have been being productive, I've been doing work stuff for my startup company. I've been networking with people, making money or whatever. All those things were great, but it was not what I needed to be focused on. But I started feeling this weird contrast every day. I wasn't depressed. I didn't know if I was depressed, but it was creeping every single day. It was and the reason why it made me think about it is because this morning it was that same feeling, and I was oh no, here we go. Let's not let this happen. So it started gradually, and it was I wake up and I would just start feeling today sucks. I have to do work, I have to do this, I have to do that, and it just felt weird. I wasn't like sad over it. I was kind of just like, the sort of normal feeling of like you don't want to do anything because like who wants to do work, but you sort of propel yourself and you do it. I'd say around December, it's when I went to Vegas, and then I went to Charlotte for the Belk Bowl. Wake Forest was in a bowl game. Just a lot of travel there, and I was traveling and I was sort of just going through the motions. I was like, I booked all these things, like a few months ago. I was super excited for them. Not excited for it now. Like it just seems like a lot of work. But I did it. And then Paris came, was my last trip of sort of that winter break. And when I got there, I was just like, all right, there's no feeling at all. There's no like, yay, I'm here sort of. There was like all of that sort of contrast was gone. I just felt like I can't wait till this trip is over so that I can stop having to put on this facade that I'm okay. But, I sort of realized that when I was in Paris, and I think it was easier for me to realize because of that contrast. Like I was in this great place and then all of a sudden, like I didn't really feel like I wanted to be. So I don't know if people know when they're depressed or not. I think, at least from what I've heard, people don't know what's going on with them. They don't feel the same as they used to. They feel weird. And I think people who haven't experienced mental illness oftentimes will just sort of shrug that off and won't even think about it. And that's when it sort of becomes like, you don't see the mental illness because these people, I don't know what I mean by these people, but like people who experience this don't know what they're going through themselves. So like at that time, I didn't think I was depressed. I thought I was fine. I just felt like, I don't know what I was thinking in my mind. But to anybody else, like Instagram was lit, Snapchat was lit, like this whole like facade of social media, like, yeah, it was all great. I think I made a few posts about like me feeling down, so that's why I went to Paris. Didn't help at all. So I think it's just important to realize that you can be sad, you can be depressed. Mental illness can happen anywhere to anybody. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. I've had people tell me before, like, everything is going well for you, everything's going great, you should be fine, nothing, I don't understand. And that's true, I don't understand myself. I didn't understand myself. But when we frame it in that mind, when that person has no reason to be upset, like I was in Paris, I had no reason to be depressed, it sort of becomes internalized that like, oh, I'm selfish, or like, in that time I was thinking like, I'm such a bad friend, I'm not here with my friend, I'm selfish because I'm staying in this hotel room, I'm selfish because I'm spoiled and I'm saying I hate Paris. At the time I was saying I hate Paris. I don't hate Paris. I just was depressed. But in the time I'm thinking like, I'm in Paris and I'm like such a spoiled brat that like I'm not enjoying my time, I'm staying in my hotel room and I'm complaining, at least in my head, about wanting to go back. Next Tuesday, I got another video for you. It's the end of It's the end of Mental Illness Awareness Week. I have another video for you next week on Tuesday. But of course, as always, I will continue to talk about this because I believe it's important that we need to help cure stigma and break down these barriers. And to anyone watching, I'm here with you, at least in spirit. And yeah. Peace.